Everything that Batman was doing before was deemed a crime, and that placed him into prison. The Wayne Foundation went into the hands of Derek Powers, and he began to use it to war profiteer, selling weapons to the good guys and the bad guys. Realizing that the money of Bruce Wayne and the name of Batman have ruined Gotham, Batman has broken out of prison to try and figure out what is going on. It is then that he discovered that the Joker put a chip into his brain to supposedly help him through his trauma. Batman now sees a hologram version of the Joker, which is communicating with him and talking him through all of his problems, issues, and helping him solve this problem with Derek Powers. As Batman went back into the city, he also realized Dick Grayson hates him because of the trauma he put him through, Jason Todd hates him because of the trauma he put him through, and Barbara Gordon is the only one that still believes in the original Batman message. On top of that, it was discovered that Derek Powers is even more evil than Batman originally assumed, and has actually killed Terry McGinnis' father in order to hide his secrets. He then tricked Terry McGinnis into becoming Batman Beyond to fight against Bruce Wayne. And that's what brings us to today. Batman has truly realized how bad Derek Powers is. This is the Comicstorian channel. I take comic books, I turn them into an audio drama / summary of what's going on, which allows you to keep up with your favorite storylines. And if you want to watch all of the Batman Beyond stuff, because there's quite a few videos on it at this point, click the link down below to get caught up. Now let's get into Beyond the White Knight issues 5 and 6. With Powers' influence over Gotham tightening, including those who used to be close to Batman, Bruce is now setting his sights on one of Powers' security buildings to try and find more information about his plans in the use of the Beyond suit. On his way over to the Wayne Powers building, Barbara contacts him. "How did you find this number?" "I was taught by the best, remember?" Bruce tries to tell her to not get involved, and Barbara says that he might change his tone, knowing that she has some information on Powers that he might want. She tells him that Duke was able to access the GTO files on Warren McGinnis. He was an engineering specialist who worked at Powers. It looks like they had a falling out, and a few days after McGinnis resigned, he was found dead. It appears that the two were working on something called the Project, but they have not figured out what the Project is just yet. If he needs, she can send, but Bruce cuts her off. "No, I corrupted your father by getting him involved, and I will not do the same to you." "That's bull. My father knew the city needed Batman." "We'll handle it from here," Bruce tells her, disconnecting. But as he does, Duke, who's in the Robin outfit next to him, asks, "So who's we?" Over in the cockpit, the manifestation of Joker, which resides in Batman's mind, says that he can't hack into Powers' security, but he did download the building's blueprints from the permit office. "Do you still think that Jackie might be in there?" Bruce says the GTO can easily spot a runaway on their surveillance network. The fact that she is still missing suggests that Powers already found her. Later, as they get inside Powers' security offices, Bruce hacks into the computer network and finds a file on Warren McGinnis. Wife, 2 sons, but nothing specific on the Project. Whatever it was, it scared him enough to begin helping the FBI to go after Powers for treason. Joker looks over. Not only is Powers trying to sell weapons to their military, but he's also trying to sell them to their enemies? Bruce pulls the USB stating that war profiteering isn't really a crime. Must have had something bigger on Powers to suspect treason. A video file then appears, and as it begins to play, it suddenly stops as a voice says, "Nice try, Uncle Brucey." Bruce looks back. "Jackie? Are you okay? What does Powers want?" "Nothing he says can be trusted." Jackie yells that Powers gave her a chance to learn about her father by learning about his obsession with him. And what she learned was that they lied to her. That Bruce was supposed to be there, but he abandoned them. She knows how her dad really died. Powers is the only one who has been honest with her this whole time. Bruce looks at her. "I knew your father very well, not just as the Joker, but as Jack Napier, the good man inside of him. He loved you so much that he was willing to die for you. It was the only way to stop the Joker from hurting you and your brother. And when he wasn't able to pull the trigger, he asked your mother to do it. We planned on telling you the truth when you were old enough. But if you really want to know more, we can go back home and talk to your mother. She knew your father the best." Jackie says that doesn't explain him abandoning them. "I know. It was selfish of me." But at that moment, security bursts in and the manifestation of Joker tells him, "I'll transfer the files. You go deal with that." Bruce fights off the 3 guards with Jackie running off, but before Bruce could follow, more guards begin to show up. After escaping into the vents, Bruce finds an exit into the R&D wing of Power's production line, having everything from tanks to batsuits and jets all ready to be deployed. As he continues to run, he finds himself in front of Terry McGinnis, already in the Beyond suit. At that moment, Powers walks up from behind. "I should have known better than anyone. You cannot outrun the Batman." Bruce scoffs. "I knew you were behind the stolen suit. It wasn't enough for you to steal the company. You wanted Batman as well." Powers laughs. "Batman belongs to me just as much as you. How many grappling hooks did I provide you over the years? How many batarangs did I sharpen? We both wanted to protect Gotham from her enemies, but now there's a new enemy. I know about the project. I know about Warren McGinnis' death in order to protect it." Terry stops him. "Wait, what? That's what you've been looking for, right, Terry? The truth about your father? How did you know it was me?" "I saw it in Warren's file. He had 2 sons, one of whom is 17. I know it's you because I know what vengeance looks like. If you want the truth, it's all here on this USB. Help me stop Powers and I will give you what you're looking for." "If that's true, all I need is right here." Terry pulls out 2 batarangs, throwing them, hitting a guard and the container behind Powers, setting off an explosion. All of the guards begin to run away, but covered in whatever chemical was in that container, Powers yells, "Come back! I can't!" His skin begins to melt away, and Powers pulls up his skeletal body, screaming in pain. Another explosion goes off, setting off several tanks, but as Bruce begins to get back up, Joker tells him, "Your anxiety is spiking! You have to step out of it, Bruce!" Terry manages to grab the USB, and while he is attempting his escape, the guards begin to close in. With Bruce still sluggish to respond, Joker tells him, "All right, I have an idea, and you're not gonna like it." A few seconds later, Joker is now in control of Bruce's body, and Bruce Wayne is the manifestation in the corner. "It worked!" Bruce asks him, "What the hell are you doing?" "You were losing control, so I took over your body." On the outside, they look like their original bodies, with Bruce Wayne being the one there, but Joker is in control of his body. More guards begin to inch closer, so Bruce instructs Joker how to fight using his body. Joker listens closely, taking the guards down. "This is awesome!" And Bruce tells him, "You don't have to shout out the sound effects with it, you know." Back in the garage, Bruce points to one of the older Batmobiles, telling him to take it. "Be sure to buckle up and drive through that window." Joker takes off, asking if the model has a glide feature, maybe some parachutes. Bruce tells him neither. "What?" Joker realizes that this means that he is going out a window with nothing to save him. "What?" And they go barreling out of the building, but at that moment the Batwing flies in, connecting the bottom portion to the roof of the Batmobile. And Joker yells, asking, "When were you going to tell me about this?" "It's more fun to scare the hell out of you for a minute." A little later, outside of the city, Joker lands at a safe house, asking how many of these does he have. And Bruce says he can't risk having people see 2 Batmobiles. But before they could go on, Harley runs into the house. "Thank God! Did you find her?" Joker begins to explain, still in control of Bruce's body. And Bruce tells him that he shouldn't get involved. But as he tells Bruce to relax, Harley asks, who is he talking to? Joker hurries inside with her. "It's nothing, Puddin'. Have a seat." Still in Batman's body. Harley turns to him. "Puddin'?" Joker says that there's something that he has to tell her. This might be the last time that he has a chance to speak with her, but he loves her. She is one of the smartest, strongest, and most incredible women that he has ever known. But as he goes on, Harley pauses for a moment, and she tells him that she loves him too. She has loved him for a long time, and she didn't see it either. She might have blinded him with the light, but he saved her from the dark. And then Harley sits up, kissing Joker while in Batman's body. The next morning, Bruce opens his eyes, in control of his body again, to find Harley laying practically naked on top of him. He gets up, shouting, "All right, well, what happened?" She smiles. "Morning, Bats. Figured you'd regain control after Jack fell asleep." Bruce jumps to his feet. "He told you? How did you?" She tells him that she figured it out on her own, and no, nothing happened. She and Jack just held each other. And they told each other things that they never got to say, including their goodbyes. Jack isn't even real anymore. He's gone, but they are real. No, we're not. We're attracted to each other because of trauma. We're just two confused, lonely people reaching out for something familiar. Harley then shouts that he is in denial because of the idea of Batman and Harley seems crazy to him. But if he says that he is no longer Batman, why does it matter? He thinks that she calls him Bats to be cute. She does it because that's who he is. It brought him what he really needed, a family and loved ones, including her. That is why he's having panic attacks, because he knows that denying Batman means being alone, and that scares him. If he really wants to fix things and move forward, then he needs to accept the truth and forgive himself for not being perfect and figure out what he really wants, and that includes her. Bruce heads back out to the Batwing thinking about all of this, and Joker appears to him, explaining himself, but Bruce says that he knows why he didn't trust him. This is why. Whatever happens between me and Harley is none of your business. Joker says that he is inside of his head, so he knows how he feels about her. He's just trying to help. How do I get rid of you? Tell me the truth. The program will end whenever you no longer need me, Bats. What the hell does that even mean? Harley crawls in, stating that from the sounds of it, the two of them are getting along. So what's their next move? Knowing that he can't argue with her, Bruce sighs, stating that he needs to tell Dick about what they found on Powers, his plans for the military, the FBI investigation, the stolen suit. And Harley says, and also the fact that Powers kidnapped my daughter? Listen, about that. I heard everything that you said. You've given me a lot to think about. And Harley looks at him. Isn't that what a good wife does? Keeps her husband in line? Later, over at the Gotham preschool, Dick is picking up his son. But as they decide what to do for dinner, Dick seats him and turns back. What is it? Over in the shadows, Bruce sits up. Powers is using Gotham as a testing ground to develop new weapons that he plans on selling to foreign militaries. When McGinnis warned the FBI, Powers had him killed. Not even a hello? You just launch right into the details? Who's the other Batman? That's McGinnis' son, Terry. And you expect me to believe that and go back to taking orders again? At least Jason and Babs got a little heart-to-heart first. I didn't think you'd be open to that. Goddamn right I'm not. Becoming a father made me even more convinced that Batman was never cut out to raise children. If you had any real kids, you'd understand. Bruce steps down, telling him, I pushed you away because I wanted to save you. But in the end, I did more harm than I could have imagined. I always loved you as much as you love your own son. I just wished that I could have been a better father. Like you. Dick stands there for a moment, wiping away a tear. You didn't escape because you want to patch things up. You did it to protect your legacy. The only reason you came back was because you needed help. I broke out because I saw how much damage Batman was still causing. But I realized that fixing it isn't going to be just taking down Powers in the GTO. I need to fix my family. Just remember, it wasn't Bruce Wayne that brought us all together. It was Batman. Later, over in the Wayne Powers labs, the radioactive Powers awaits as the scientists around him tell him that everything is ready when he is. He crawls onto the table and the machine encloses a suit around him, and after a loud hiss, it retracts and Powers sits up with what appears to be flesh, asking if it worked. The scientists tell him that this new flesh-colored suit is holding the radiation at bay. It's not a permanent solution to his new condition. They need to run some more tests But Powers gets dressed, telling them that they can no longer wait. He has work to do. In another part of the building, Jackie's looking over the deleted footage that has been removed, but GTO Officer Flint grabs her. I thought hackers were supposed to avoid detection. As she struggles, Powers asks what is going on, and Jackie yells that Bruce is right, that Powers lied to her. Flint says the little girl found security footage that was deleted yesterday. She knows about McGinnis, the FBI file, and everything. Powers looks at his tablet, stating that it looks like she also finished updating their system. Now, they can find Bruce and Terry. Go ahead and lock her up for now. We may need a hostage. But while this is going on, Dick folds his arms, asking what is going on, and Powers tells him that they found Jackie sneaking around one of the hangars. Officer Flint was making an arrest. Jackie yells out, "That's a lie! They brought me here to help find Bruce, then they tried to kill him! They also tried to kill that other guy named..." And Dick continues to lean against the wall. You know, I'm starting to see the truth, which is why I'm placing Derek Powers under arrest. Actually, you're not in charge anymore, Dick Grayson. We have footage of you meeting with Gotham's Most Wanted. The board has voted to suspend you until we can complete an investigation. Until then, Commander Flint is in charge. Soon the officers all begin to reach out and arrest Dick, but before they can grab him, he fights back, making a break for the window. As he jumps out, Bruce is there following him, calling out, "You remember how to use one of these, right?" He fires off his grappling gun, and then the two swing down towards the ground. And as they hit it, Dick says that he appreciates the save, but they need to go back for Jackie. Bruce tells him, "Don't worry, we're not leaving yet. Bring the Batwing around." Joker says that he's on it, and Bruce throws a bomb to cover their escape, with Dick looking at him. "You're not working alone, are you?" "Not exactly." As the jet starts to lower itself down, Powers steps out without his flesh, shouting that Batman is just as much his, and he won't let him destroy it. Both Bruce and Dick turn back to see Powers in his new radioactive form, and Powers sends out a blast, with Dick pushing Bruce out of the way as he takes the full hit of radioactivity to his chest. And that concludes Beyond the White Knight issue number 6. We've been doing these in about 1 to 2 pieces. It's ongoing, as you guys know. We have 1 through 4 of the original, then we have the Red Hood saga, and I hope you guys have been enjoying this, because I really like this take on the Batman Beyond mythos and everything that is going on in the world of White Knight. But I wanted to ask your opinions on this situation, because it's getting a little bit weird, but I like it. It's Joker here is a manifestation, all this stuff. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, help us out with engagement, as it's going to boost the channel and allow us to continue doing this. And you can also find us on YouTube memberships to get early access, or you can find us over at Patreon to get early access. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. I'll see you next time.